Okay, so I went off and as you'll see from the pictures on the screen, I made the dove. It took a few attempts because origami is a pain in the ass. So I folded it. I've taken a photo of how the numbers match up to give you an example. And the answer, I think, comes out with a 12-digit number, which is 93588247459, which is again an 11-digit number. So, oh, a file retrieved. Okay, what's this then? Let's have a listen.
Caged before I could ever fly free. Soon, I will leave this prison forever. It's not enough. The small sips of normalcy. A few precious glimpses of a life I have never been allowed to live. Moments caught in panels. Everything else lost to the gutters. And now they want to ship me to a government detainment center. A new cage for me to rot in. To never use my powers again. No. For once in my life, I choose what happens next. Every day, just a single scrap of paper. A sliver here, a scrap there. A little every day for 7 years, secreted away, has become a flock. Strange to think these paper doves, once merely salvation for my spirit, will now truly set me free. Everything is so much simpler when I use my power. Tonight, I use it to leave this life forever.
Okay, so that's Celia, assumedly. Celia Pendergast. And so she's been taking bits of paper, because she gets a paper ration. I think it mentions in one of the reports. She's been taking paper every day for 7 years. Until she's finally got enough to, she says, leave this life. Now, I'm not... Obviously, Celia is in some way still alive because we're chasing her through the city. But it keeps going like, this is the day I died. And I assume that's like a figurative thing. So maybe she staged her own death with these doves, or, you know, because it does say like she got 1,000 paper cuts or something crazy. So I'm not quite sure how that works. But here, obviously, is the evidence that she's planning her own suicide/breakout, which is interesting. And we wouldn't have known about that if I had bothered to print out the thing and give it a go, which I'm actually reasonably chuffed with. The dove, I'm looking at it now, the dove has turned back into a piece of paper. The folds were bloody dreadful. Kim would be ashamed, because Kim's done a little bit of origami over the years, and she does like to fold her cranes, like, you know, the origami cranes. If you fold 1,000 of them, you get good luck or something. So she would be ashamed of the dove, so I've dismantled it immediately, so she will never see it. Good. So that is that all done. What we're going to do now is we're going to ping back into the console now for part 4 to chase down Celia and try and find the next dove or whatever the hell's going on. Celia the magic rabbit, who is clearly has some sort of strange, whispery death problem. I don't even know anymore. What confuses me is, how can you be dead and still here, madam? That doesn't even work. Oh, can we not play run around in an alleyway? Oh, my lord.
Doves, heel!
Come on, come here. At least you're sticking to the, ground now, which is making it a bit easier. Oh, we're near the science place, the dinosaur science museum. Are we going in here? I want to go in. Oh, we might be. Oh, we're near the needle, aren't we? Yeah. Have you got something to show me at the needle?
Give me a break!
Where are you going? Come on, let's settle this. Oh no, I need to get up here, which is never going to work. Like that. There we go. There we go. And then we can fly over to her. Oh, hello. Come back, please. Please. Oh, I'm stuck a bit. Oh, what? Celia? What the devil? I've missed her. I've lost her. Oh, she dropped all the way down now. Is she down here? No. Yes. Maybe. Celia! I am fully aware my minimap is saying that you're here. Have I just blindly missed you? Are you like... Are you... How have I missed you if you were standing right there? Celia. Oh, fuck me. What are you doing up there? Oh, for goodness sake. Got bare things to do than fly up these stupid structures that have no sort of flying up ability.
Follow me.
Could you have gone anywhere less awkward? Right. Here we go. There we are. Oh, madam. Oh, she's left me a dove. Well, thanks. You could have left that on the ground instead.
Cute.
Right, and then we'll send this to the online paper trail. We'll see what's going on. Assumedly there's something magic in it, and who knows. Right, into website. Right, okay, so let's have a look at this dove. Dove. I want a dove. Oh, there's writing on dove, and it also says your new home. Ah, so the dragon has taken her to... Hello. This sort of makes sense. So, your new home, says the dragon, dumping her in a prison. Again, DUP Curd and K, I assume. You've got Hank the lizard. I think that's what it is there. You've got two bird-looking things. I assume the middle one might be fetch, maybe. It's a figurative thing for fetch, because it's very, very fancy, and neon is quite fancy. And then the other one, I assume, is... The one with more wings is Eugene, maybe? I'm not quite sure. Maybe that will be sort of clarified in a minute. But yeah, this is so, all intents and purposes, I think this is Celia's story of how Augustine took her when all the conduits were activated across the city in a semi-inconsistent manner with the previous inFamous games, but we won't look into that because it just makes people angry. Let's have a look at the note. She's left us a thing that I can look at. I can immediately see that. So, a dove flaps its wings, carrying hope for the caged, hunted by hatred. That, I believe, is a haiku. Very nice haiku. Everyone lives in a cage. It's just that some have more room than others. I hated every second of Curd and K. The concrete, the glass windows, the silence. The one thing that ever made me happy was my paper privileges. One blank sheet a day to draw whatever I wanted and write whatever came to me, to shape however I pleased. Strangely, I always chose to make doves. Maybe it's the idea of flying free and its symbolism of peace. Yeah, if you've played Bioshock Infinite, flying things and cages and keys don't always mean that, but that's fine. Or maybe it was the fact that I couldn't turn my head without seeing the DUP logo everywhere. That's true. That is a dove. So again, that's sort of... That concept that you can see in Bioshock kind of thing of the bird has two symbolisms is interesting. Either way, it's part of me now, forever. The normals are on a rampage. Some believe that peace is only reserved for them, and then there's a number here. So, right, okay. So that is, I'm going to write this down just because I have to tab and I can't be bothered to tab back in because I'm the laziest person in the world. So, what was it? 99902081433. Ah, confidential. Lifeline purity, possible vigilante violence. Right, okay. Let's have a look at this. So this was issued by Field Corps, so the people who are out there on the streets doing their shizzle. Attention DUP staff, Lifeline Purity is a grassroots anti-drug and anti-bioterrorist organisation operating in the Seattle area. Up until now, their presence has been beneficial to the DUP as they have helped sway public opinion to our favour and acted as a volunteer neighbourhood watch group for bioterrorist activities. We owe at least half a dozen arrests to their information, so I assume people like the riots, the people behind the riots are probably Lifeline Purity. Unfortunately, we now have reason to suspect that the recent rash of conduit attacks have prompted, I think that's supposed to say, several Lifeline members to take matters into their own hands. 2 days ago, a young man was stabbed to death and witnesses reported a man dressed in Lifeline apparel fleeing the scene. Goodness, I should be reading this in a newscaster voice, shouldn't I? 2 days ago, a young man was stabbed to death and witnesses reported a man dressed in Lifeline apparel fleeing the scene. Regardless of whether or not the victim was actually a bioterrorist, Lifeline's potential vigilantism impedes our mission and reflects poorly on our ability to maintain public order. This prompted us to investigate a known Lifeline gathering place. Our field agents recovered a potentially meaningful piece of evidence that was disposed nearby. It can be viewed via, writing it down, 62751111 Additional information about the group's activity can be found at lifelinepurity.com. We are currently reviewing the situation and assessing if further action is warranted. Okay, well let's look at lifelinepurity.com. It's probably going to make me rage because these kind of things do. Where purity meets security. Pure body. Oh, that makes me sick. There's been a lot of talk about conduit rights lately, but what about right to enjoy our freedoms? Or the right to be safe from the threat of bioterrorism? No, they're only concerned with special rights for genetic anomalies and sideshow curiosities. If we want to exercise our rights, we'll need to take theirs away. Yes, because that really works, especially when you're fiddling with genetics. It's them or us. They've stood as a mockery to our decent way of life for far too long. We need to eliminate bioterrorists from society. There's a reason why we're called normals and they're not. It's unnatural to spew molten steel from your body. It's an aberration to summon power from neon signs. Is that just by chance? To be fair, Hank doesn't spew molten steel, but neon signs being mentioned is a bit... But maybe that's just because Fetch had a lot of publicity. It's immoral to generate inorganic material from the human body. But then again, they're not human, they're monsters. Join our forums! Oh man, are there actually forums? Wow. Wow, what is this? Hang on, so let's just open... If Darwin were alive today, he'd be rolling around in his grave. What happened to the fittest surviving? Well, they are surviving because the bio freaks, as you call them, are evolving to be the survival of the fittest. So your point is pretty shit, Killer Kendra 99. One less bioterrorist. I dealt with a bioterrorist last night. Felt good to be so powerful. He couldn't do nothing. He couldn't do nothing to stop me. Wonderful grammar. I've been wanting to do it for a while. He always acted so much better than me. I just waited for him in the park and seized my opportunity. Seized spelt with all E's and no I's. He cried like a coward, kept saying he wasn't a conduit. I think this is supposed to be done by, like, someone on the internet who hasn't got spelling or grammar down properly. But, amusingly, I dealt has quotation marks, which kind of nullifies him spelling judgment wrong and wasn't not having apostrophes. If you're going to commit to bad grammar, you may as well go the full length there, but never mind. So, gut feelings. So they're basically saying, like, are you sure you got the right person? I'm not going to read the whole thing out because good God. And he's like, I didn't have a chance to find out if he was, but gut feeling. And then someone said, like, why we want to make sure we're offing the right conduits. And he said, are you one of them? Wow. And yeah, so Lifeline enthusiast, this person said, like, could you maybe tell me more about your kill? Like, when and where it happened? And the other guy has said, like, you should leave. Like, you're clearly not welcome here. Like, you are trying, you know, it's none of your business. You're clearly a snoop or a narc, as he calls them. And the next time I see you, it will be at the tip of my knife. And then this guy buggers off. So Death Panther rules just could be a bit dodgy. Keep that in your mind. Rally time. What's this? You go into the rally, wouldn't miss it. What's your speech going to be about? The evils of drug use and how they serve as a gateway to bioterrorist acceptance. Oh my God, this is fantastic. You should mention my cousin Trisha. She smoked drugs and then she got pregnant with a bioterror baby. May God have mercy on both their souls. Oh, I've met Trisha. She don't have no grasp on gold. Someone drove their scooter on my lawn and tore up my azaleas again. Must be those lousy bioterrorists. So yeah, this is just hate threads on here. This is like extremist anti-tolerance that is going on here. So there's just loads of bits and bobs. including things like, oh, I want this person saying, like, I'm kind of nervous, but I need someone to talk to. I think I might be a conduit. And then everyone else on the thread is just like, I'm going to fuck you up. I'm going to kill you. So, yeah, lovely. Oh, I found a funny flick. Post count 11, Vengeful Vince. Interesting. Why is there a passcode? We might have to come back to that, but that looks like there's something going on there.